Right, the weekend report for September 8th, 2023. I want to talk to you about what's been in the news this week. Going to start with appreciation, some newer numbers. On July, showing up at 1.5%. And the annualized pace right now, if you evaluate over the first 6 months of 2023, we're at a pace of 7.5%. So really strong numbers there. And do know that the Denver market is even a little better. We are a slightly stronger market than the national numbers. So bear in mind, inventory continues to be low. Therefore, with the demand still exceeding that inventory levels, housing supports, housing values are supported, will continue to be supported, and nothing to suggest that that is going to change. And just remember, when interest rates come down, that demand will go up, inventory will still stay low. That's where we get into all those bidding wars. That's where things get a little contentious when you want to buy. Let's talk also about the Feds. Just talked this week about whether they're going to hike short-term interest rates. Right now, it looks like September they will stay put, but they are still evaluating October and considering it because they do feel the economy is doing very well based on the jobs report. That is where they're hanging their hat and their reasoning behind when they will and won't hike interest rates. Inflation not coming down as quickly as they want, and they're basing that on the jobs reports. So let's take a look at the jobs reports. If we look at the BLS report for the first 6 months, and this is what the Feds have been watching, you can see that the initial numbers have always been strong, but by the time they get to their third revision, numbers have always come down. In fact, if you average out the first 6 months, they have been off by 50,000. So there's a lot of hoopla and excitement with the jobs numbers always meeting or exceeding those numbers when that report comes out. But then no one's paying attention to the fact that those revisions are being done and actually the numbers are coming down. So not as strong as what is being reported initially. Now let's also talk about recession. A lot of people saying that if we haven't seen one, we're not going to at this point. You know, it's been long enough. But if you look at the historical data, these are the recessions of the gray bars, and this is the unemployment rate through those periods. The unemployment is always at its best at the start of a recession, and then it peaks during the recession period. The average recession takes it takes 22 months on average from the first rate hike before we actually generally see the economy move into a recession. The fastest has been 12 months, the longest has been 31 months. Based on the Fed hikes starting in March of last year, we are now at about 18 months. I would not weigh out the possibility of a recession, even though most people have written it off at this point. And here's another reason why. New studies showed that individuals under the age of 40 are carrying on average $30,000 in debt or more. Those individuals right now are at 8%. 8% of them are behind on their credit card debts. And what's important is about 30,000 of them, the average debt being 30,000, 30% of these people carry student loan debts. Effective this month, student loan payments go back into repayment with the first payment coming in October. If people are already struggling with credit card payments, what are they going to do when they now have to pay back student loans again? They've been given this grace period because of the pandemic, and now it's gone. That could be another stressor out there that could slow down the economy. Just another thing. The Feds are waiting for inflation to come down faster, but it can only happen so quickly. But there are indications out there that the economy might not be as strong as we think it is if you dive a little bit deeper into the data. I do report to you every week mortgage applications. Week over week, they were down for purchases 2% and down 5% for refinances, but not surprising based on where the markets have been and what interest rates have been doing. Let's take a look at the MBS charts. Right now, we are up 6 basis points on the day. We were up at 22 basis points at one point. But what we're trying to do is recover from the start of this week. We had a good finish last week, but we definitely lost ground at the start of this week for the first 3 days. Yesterday was a respectable day, got a little bit of a bounce back, but today we're kind of just hanging tight where we finished off with yesterday. So we'll see how the day ends. But right now, just trying to recover the losses from the start of the week and get back to where we were last week when the week ended. If you have any questions, please do reach out to me. I do appreciate when you like and comment on my videos. Do share my videos with your prospective home buyers. If you're a real estate agent, even if you're another lender, want to share some data, happy for you to use this material and pass it on. Otherwise, have a great weekend. If you're like me, you're super excited that football is back, and really happy with the Buffs game last week. That was pretty exciting to watch. So pretty excited to see what's going to happen tomorrow against Nebraska. But otherwise, NFL's back. Go Rams. Super excited.